As you can see, John and Graham's underneath Adam and Eve. You can see the equipment strapped to one of the blocks. And if I come to John first, John, and if you can describe what we've been doing since we've been here. I'll try and come up to you, I think, for it. The camera may go all over the place just once or twice because the blocks aren't level. So, hi, John.
Hello.
So, what have we done since we've arrived?
When we arrived at these two blocks, the first task was to try and find out which is the higher of the two blocks, and my recollection was it was fairly obvious in which one it was, but in fact when you look more closely it isn't. So fortunately we were able to enlist the help of a guy who's disappeared, a guy called Damien, who climbed up top of the blocks, and with the apnea level and holding the measuring tape, we were able to get a difference in height between two of the blocks. We found that this one over there is about 7 centimetres higher than the one we have the equipment set up at the moment. Now ideally we would like to set the equipment up on that block, but the drop from the block is over 4 metres, which is longer than the pole we've got here. So what we've had to do is decide to set up on this one. We've got the bottom of the pole on the ground and the antenna up there set at 7.5 centimetres above the top of the rock, which should be the same height as the other rock. And now we're just checking out the data.
Great. So as far as the data is concerned, Graham, is that just to make sure that for the day on the survey we can actually pick up satellites? Because that's obviously one of the most important things, isn't it?
Yes, you'd expect to be able to pick up satellites, but really setting it up as we have done here against the rock, physically doing it rather than thinking how you might do it, is really quite an important exercise. I mean, we can now demonstrate that we can set it up in the way that we think will be required. If you recall, we put the rope round the rock to secure the staff, and then we decided that we needed another rope, which you can see up round the top by the antenna, just to stabilise it. And then we've had a further idea since then that on the day we might put a sponge up near the top to absorb some of the vibration against the rock. So these ideas come to you when you actually physically do the setup procedure. We would expect to see satellites, and in fact we can. You just need to check that the nearby hills, Gliddervach, particularly, are not going to interfere with some of the lower satellites, but I think it's going to be fine.
Now, of course, when we first arrived here this morning, it was quite breezy, wasn't it? Thankfully, over the last 10 minutes or so, the breeze has slackened off a little bit, but
yeah.
It's relatively stable. If I just pan around a little bit so you can see the top of the block with the antenna dish on top, and if I just come down that. But that was just wriggling around a little bit, wasn't it, when we were sort of strapping it to the block itself?
Yes, it was, and again, by actually physically going through the exercise of strapping it, you learn these little things that you've got to be wary of when you do it for real.
So if I come back over to John, so the good thing, John, again, obviously this is the reconnaissance, and the cracking thing is we've proved that we can do it.
Yeah, I think we've got a solution for the day, which is obviously what we came out to do on the recce here. So we do have a method, I think, that is robust to measure the height of this hill. Having said that, I think we will need a very good day, and it's going to be difficult if we had high wind to be able to get up on the block there and set it all up, and also keep the thing stable. So we would like a good day.
I know Damien, as you described before, he was taking various regions from block to block, and I've been up there since to help sort of erect the equipment, and I was perched on top for about half an hour or so.
Yeah, something like that. You did a good job up there. Yeah, yeah.
But you got cold, didn't you?
I got pretty cold on top, but I also found the top of the block incredibly slippy. So you wouldn't want to go up there if it's wet on the day of the survey.
No.
So, but I think the two of you have done an absolutely cracking job this morning. And if I just come...
Well, I don't think we'd have managed it if you hadn't got up on the block. I'm not going up there.
I think it should also be recorded for posterity, Merlin, that you jumped from block to block, not only once, but was it 3 times?
And twice before, so that's
like 5 times?
5 times a day, so that's not bad. So, well, if I leave the viewers with... unless you got anything else to say concerning the equipment, or...
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think that sums it up.
So if I just leave the viewers, just looking at the equipment strapped to the block. And there you go.